here again with today's LifeApp. We're going to talk about the results of negative thinking. And you know, our thoughts have a profound influence on everything around us. But I want to read this from Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. This is in the Message translation by Eugene Peterson on my iPhone and my Bible app. Summing it all up, friends, I'd say to you, do the best by filling your minds and meditating on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious, and the best. Not the worst, the beautiful, not the ugly, things to praise, not things to curse. Put into practice what you have learned from me and what you have heard and saw and realized. Do that, and God will make everything work together and will work you into His most excellent harmonies. Isn't that an interesting statement? Very powerful. And it says actually in the King James, New King James, meditate on these things. There's something about negative thinking that permeates every part of our lives. I actually believe this, that if you entertain negative thinking too much, you actually can affect your physical health. I believe that you can become sick. And fear and negativity go together. So I really believe that there's some things we need to learn about this. Number one is this: it creates a cloud over our thought process at critical decision times. You know, when we need to do something, take action at a critical time, negativity will hold us from that. Negative thinking is contagious. Have you ever noticed that? You know, they always say bad news travels fast, good news travels slow. As a reflection of that principle, negativity seems like people just like to feed on that. Negative thinking distorts your entire perspective. It'll make a mountain out of a molehill. Murphy's Law says this: nothing is easy as it looks. Everything takes longer than you expect, and if anything can go wrong, it will, and at the worst possible moment. Funny, isn't it? Well, actually, sometimes people say, well, that's a realistic view, but I think we need to have a more positive, faith-filled view. Negative thinking will sap your faith of vitality. Negative thinking limits your potential. You know, statements like this: it'll never work. We've never done it that way before. We're doing fine without that. We can't afford it. We're not ready for it. It's not our responsibility. Hey, what's the use? It won't make a difference anyway. Negative thinking limits potential. Here's another thought: negative thinking keeps you from enjoying life. Negative thinkers have adopted this life philosophy. Anytime things seem to be getting better, you have overlooked something. Sound familiar? Well, I hope not. You know, Dale Carnegie said this: any fool can criticize, condemn, complain, and most of them do. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? A man is what he thinks about all day long. That's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Crazy, isn't it? Negative thinking taints everyone around you. It isolates you from the people who are achievers in life. Here's a thought: the only problem with doing nothing, which negative thinking is often entrenched in doing, is that you never know when you're done. Isn't that funny? I like this one. Someone said this: everyone is a problem, has a problem, or lives with one. Well, we've got to change that. And if we change our negative thinking and negative thoughts into positive thoughts, we can be used of God. Faith is a positive force. Faith does not work on the negative. Doesn't mean that we don't assess the realistic aspect of details around us. You know, we do have to be careful about those things. You change the oil in your vehicle, there's things you do. But we keep a positive attitude. The next best thing to solving a problem is finding some humor in it as well. Well, today's Life App is that you need to avoid negative thinking if you're going to breed success in your life.